I'm Chris Fernandez. Welcome back. I'm your hero, John. This is Friday. We're so excited. It's the end of the week, and a lot of things are revving up. We're getting started, John, and we'll go ahead and give you the updates right now of what's going on, what we're going to discuss. Of course, J.J. Watt does not want to play.
J.J., what?
If certain things don't happen.
What's going on, Mr. Fernandez?
Well, there's a lot of things. We're going to get back to it. We're going to do the updates real quick, and then we'll get back to it. And
we'll get back to that, okay.
And MLS has four positives. I know we talked to Edgar of the Houston Dynamo,
right,
and he said that we're good, there's nothing going on. But late yesterday, I got the email from MLS. We have four different
players included.
4 players.
Yeah.
I think we spoke to Edgar, and there was 2 teams that were actually not going to be in the tournament, MLS tournament coming up July 13th. Dynamo have first game, and it's Nashville FC and Dallas FC not playing. But these are individuals that are already over in Orlando. And MLS tested them yesterday. Out of 1,888 players and coaches, 4 players tested positive, John, from 2 different teams.
That's not too bad. I would expect it to be bigger than that, so that's not too bad.
And of course, some of the other updates, of course, we're going to talk sports. Now revving up, John. Everything is moving. We're getting started.
It is.
Right? Yes,
we're
sir.
Getting ready.
And
football.
we'll talk Texans, John.
Okay. Yeah.
Sure. And we're going to have Lady Cristal calling in right around 10:10. Hopefully, she'll be able to make it and join us at 10:10. If not, we'll just keep moving on up, John.
Oh, you got the news. J.J. Watt. He wants to sit out because of the corona.
Let's jump into
virus.
It, okay? Let's go over it right now.
Yeah.
Let's jump into it, and then we'll catch it again after 10:30.
Okay.
John, very basically, J.J. Watt spoke yesterday, and of course, one of the concerns I know on Thursday, we talked about it Thursday morning, that he was very concerned with what's going on with the NFL. The NFLPA has barely begun to, I guess you can say, worry about the players, worry about coronavirus, worry about structuring, which is something that I talked about 3 weeks ago. How we're going to do this, folks. Does the NFL have all their ducks in line, John? And apparently not. They're just barely getting started. But another one of the worries that he has is that maybe the NFL Players Association is going to require or want to require, along with the NFL, face masks, John.
Right.
And J.J. Watt's second year in the league, he had face masks. He wore face masks for 3 periods of practice, John.
I think that would be smart, and I'm not surprised at all that that's what they're going to implement.
But if they implement that, J.J. is going to opt out. He is not going to play per his interview yesterday. He does not want to wear a mask, John.
What I worry about is if J.J. falls out, like he is, who will follow him? You know, I mean, there's going to be a fallout with more people because he's a leader, on the team. So,
and just speaking about that, the one that becomes a focus player, of course, is Whitney. Whitney Merciless. He becomes the number 1 tackler.
Yeah, and that's
number 1 coming out the end, John.
Whitney's good, but he can't hold up with the double teams. If he has JJ on the other side or in the middle somewhere where he can pick up the double teams, Whitney is a heck of a player.
That's
he's
exactly
all over.
where I was going with that, John. That once J.J. Watt's out of there, it frees up the defense to double down on Whitney Merciless, and he becomes a negative factor.
Now, he made a statement he's out for the entire season.
No. He's saying, John, that if the NFL, if the Players Association
makes them wear masks.
These are plastic masks that cover, the visors.
Yeah, the visors.
That's what they call visors. In 2011, 2012, he wore visors for 3 practices, John.
Right.
And very basically, he said, I choked.
Yeah.
I couldn't breathe.
He can't
I
breathe
took
in
those
it.
things off. I thought it was going to be cool to wear one, is
Right.
quote unquote. That's what he said. I made a big mistake, and guess what? I didn't want it anymore. I had the visor taken off. If I have to wear a visor
Yeah.
this season, I'm not playing.
Yeah, he doesn't feel like he can play with that. Well, that makes sense. You know, he's just going off of his past experience. You know,
The big ifs again. You know, if he does opt out and if he doesn't play, then Whitney Merciless is left with all the tackles, I guess you can say.
Yep.
If he's able to beat the team.
that really, I'm a big Texans fan, and that really, I'm just upset.
Hey, John, I've got a
Yeah.
couple of listeners out there.
Yeah.
I have Mr. Anna Casanova listening out there, and I have Heather Holt. Yes, sir. Heather Holt, of course, is from Western Finance, and I didn't know this. I found this out the other day. I played with her brother in high school. Her brother's junior. I was a freshman, and we played a couple of games together, John. Big guy, nice guy.
Football.
I did football.
You played football with
Yes.
this guy.
And
All right.
I did not know. We played at Lamar High School in Rosenberg, and
Yeah.
I didn't know Heather. Just want to say hi to you guys. I know Ray's out there on vacation. I don't know why that guy gets paid, but
Yeah. Yeah.
Ray's never in the office. But
So, what are you looking forward to? Football season or baseball?
well, John,
or basketball?
with everything revving up, John, I know that the NBA players are already in Orlando. They're all excited about actually getting on the plane, getting there. But there's a
James
little bit-
Harden and Westbrook
there's
did not go on the
there's-
plane.
Right, there's a little bit of news, yeah. James Harden, Westbrook, Lucas,
Yeah.
and they didn't make the plane.
I don't think John Lucas is going. I heard that he's not going to make the trip.
Well, he didn't make the trip.
Okay.
They haven't gone yet.
Right.
But Coach Antoni certifies that they will be there.
Oh yeah.
Now-
Yeah. I think they just took separate ways because Harden had the virus, so
Well, maybe it's to conserve the team.
he doesn't
Maybe
want
it's
to.
right.
Yeah. He doesn't
Right.
want to try to infect the other people, or taking care of himself and
Right.
looking out for others. So that's smart.
You know, when you said you were a fan of the Texans, I didn't know you'd be a fan and wearing that shirt right now.
Yeah. Who gave me this shirt?
I wonder.
Yeah.
I wonder who gave you that shirt.
There you go, right there, right there in the seat. Yeah, no, that really with JJ, that would ruin our season. I
That
think
would devastate the
You know,
team, yeah.
devastate the season. Yeah.
Right.
So hopefully we can get this fixed and it can be.
I hope it's not one of those quote unquote mandates by the NFL that you have to wear a visor to keep your. Although there's a lot of spit going on, of course, I'm sure that's one of the things that the NFL is going to say. Well, we can't do spit. We can't go
Yeah.
around spitting, folks. We're not going to do that.
Such a physical sport, and the guys are going to be down there. You got pile-ups, 5 people on top of each other. Guys are right in each other's face, breathing. Yeah, it's
That's one of the things that to me is like, okay, fine, not a problem, but how are you really, really, really going to keep these guys from sweating on each other? And it's going to happen.
college football's done.
Yeah.
So now Ivy League, they canceled everything. Harvard is going all online. They're not even going to go back to school. I'm wondering if they're really going to, they're trying to push to get the kids back to school and in class.
Right.
But a lot of parents, I don't think they're going to send them back to
Well,
school.
I think if you do it I think the way that China has it is the kid has a wall and a wall in front of him, which is a wall of plastic,
Yep.
plexiglass,
Yeah.
if you will. And the plexiglass blocks anything going out. It hits there.
Right.
And I think plus they're wearing a mask while being taught.
Right.
And so is the instructor. So
Yeah.
I think if you do it that way, and I'm going to assume if the school district, the TEA is smart, they're going to go ahead and follow suit, John, and have plexiglass on both sides of the kids.
Right.
And while they're doing and studying and listening to the teacher.
Yeah, a lot of
And-
restaurants are doing that,
Right.
And that's good. The kids need to get out. They need to be in school, So,
Yeah, being at
um,
home, I think it's a bad idea.
Being at home, they're not able to see their kids, their friends, and
as far as we know, the science
just-
statistics behind COVID-19, kiddos that are 10 and below are not
Right.
at high risk. It's 10 and above that are high risk. So I would safely assume that the kiddos in 10 and below are good to
Right.
go. 10, 11, up until 15 high school, you would have to take measures and be strong.
Yep.
And of course, by that age, they know what's right and wrong.
Talking Texans,
Right.
you heard there was a survey put out by 50 coaches and highly intelligent people in the NFL, not just
Well, if I wasn't involved,
writers.
it couldn't have been.
Yeah, well, I don't think you were here, but
Okay.
our quarterback was put number 4 on the list, ahead of Aaron Rodgers and a few others. So as far as being the league's new talent coming up,
Well,
number 4.
Yeah, we discussed that, went over a little bit about
Yeah.
that the guys that were, and Rodgers getting his $35 million at that one time, that, I told you, usually when they get the big contract like Mahomes, they usually have a terrible
So
season.
you've never been high on Aaron Rodgers.
No, I've never been
Yeah.
I've never been a Rodgers fan.
He's great. I mean, he just glides away from it looks like he's not even running, but the guys can't catch him, and he's got an arm like a cannon.
But I
Just comes
I
out.
was a big run and shoot guy.
Yeah.
His predecessor,
Oh, Brett Favre?
Brett Favre, number one guy for me. It'll do it for me every time. Whenever they played the Oilers, the Texans, whatever you want to call it, it was always Brett Favre.
No, Brett-
I didn't care that the Texans. I didn't care that I was here in Houston. I was always going for Brett Favre.
How many years do you think Brett Favre played?
11?
20.
Boy.
20 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
I got to give you one, John.
Yeah.
That was it.
That was
I'm not getting any
it.
more.
That was the one.
Yeah, that was the one.
All right.
20 years for Brett Favre, guys, and I remember that one of the last years, again, we went over that also, that he wanted to come over here, right? And, Gary Kubiak said, we're not bringing the circus to town. So then that pretty much was the end of that, and Brett Favre did not get the chance to play for the Houston Texans. And, John, talking about players and quarterbacks, who do you think for the Texans are the favorite quarterbacks, or backups, if you will?
For the Texans?
Uh-huh.
What are you talking about? Like
Like
this
backup.
year?
No,
Oh.
in just history. Backup.
In the history. Well, Bill O'Brien's gone through them, right on down the list. How many? There's been like 10.
Well, the more favorite ones here are of course, 2011, 2015, T.J. Yates, of course. brought us
T.J.
back
Yates
from a
had his problems.
was it a 3-win, 7-loss season? Came back, we came up and went to the playoffs with him. And of course, Rosenfels in 2008. Those are the more, I guess you could say, memorable backups and best backups for the Houston Texans.
Yeah.
Man, I was glad and I was happy to cover both of them at that time.
What do you think of our receiving core
Well, that's
this year? Now that we let Hopkins go, I think it's still pretty strong. It's one of the fastest ones in the NFL. And if Deshaun can learn to just, move the ball around and
Well, I'm
not,
gonna tell you right now, they're gonna certainly 100%, 1,000% miss Hopkins. They're gonna miss him really, really seriously, John.
Yeah.
Because that was the outman. That was the number one choice. That was not a number 2, number 3. He was the number 1 choice. That's where the ball was going. Everybody and their grandmother knew that that's where the ball was going.
Right.
Everyone in the stadium knew that's. Stopping him was another thing.
yeah, they knew it was coming, and it's
But they
like
just
they
still
were,
had to- right.
they were bragging at the end of the games, hey, we know it's going to you. They know it's coming to me, and they get it. So
Like my coach would tell me in high school, they know it's coming, they know we're going to run it, but they still have to stop.
you can't stop it, yeah. Andre,
This morning, last night, that number one agency, the sports agency, is saying that there's a top 5 list of receivers, and Hopkins is number
3,
behind Julio Jones and one other fellow, which I forgot.
yeah.
But I think-
Julio's still up there.
and Beckham is number
Yeah.
4. John, so you're right on it. The receiving core for the Texans, who's going to take Hopkins' spot, John?
Right.
That's just it.
Well, we got, Fuller should be healthy this year. This is a big year. It's a contract
Oh, you
year
have to
for
remember,
him.
you have
So
your receiver, yeah, Fuller's the deep man.
he's got a,
Threat,
yeah.
right?
He can take,
The closer, smaller threat, you're looking at Kiki, QT, which in the playoffs, he dropped 3 balls.
Kenny
And of course,
Stills, yeah.
Kenny Stills would be probably one of the short guys, right?
Yeah, but Coutie's been
Sometimes.
on O'Brien's bad list for a while, you know,
Right,
so
right, yes.
sometimes not
You
even
think he might not
dressing
play?
up. I don't know, you know, he
That's
played
why-
great when he did play, but
Right,
there
that's who I
seems to be
think is
some
gonna- Yeah, well-
some problem he has
Well, he
with
did.
him.
He dropped 3 passes, John.
Yeah.
That could be it.
Yeah.
I mean, that'll get one is not acceptable if
Right.
you're a professional, and it'll happen from time to time. But
Yep.
3 in a game, in
Yep.
a playoff game, it's not. It's not acceptable,
Yeah.
John.
Yeah.
Those are the things that you're looking at going into this new season. Is what do we haves and what are the have-nots?
Right.
That's what we're looking
Well, I'll
at.
tell you what, we let our running back go, and he had a great season. So he, I don't know, the Johnsons, you know, we got Duke Johnson. I like Duke. I hope they give Duke the ball more this year. You know, our offensive line is looking strong, and we should be able to run behind it. But I think we're going to miss our guy, Carlos Hyde.
Oh,
He
yeah.
really ran downhill. Didn't you
Wow.
like Carlos Hyde?
I
told
liked
you
him.
that.
I didn't know.
I
didn't
liked
know
him
that
better.
much, but
Yep.
I was just discovering the gentleman last season when I heard about him. You told me, my nephew told me, hey Chris, he's a good running back. I was like, okay, whatever. So then I watched a couple of games. I was like, man, this guy really runs
He
hard.
did. He
know?
hit the line, you know, and ran downhill.
Wow.
Definitely.
Well, I'm looking at the Texans and I'm saying, well, can they possibly win? You know, the AFCs. I mean, I don't know, John.
Without JJ, no. Our defense, you know, it depends on our defense. Our defense has to show up, and a lot of people are worried about the safety position and the cornerback position a little bit. I feel pretty strong. Last year we had some guys, and I think they're making some moves. But it does weigh heavily on JJ playing and not playing, because there's just nobody that can replace JJ.
Sure.
You know.
Well, John, we're going to go to a small break and we'll be right back. Guys, we're going to have Walter Barrios calling in at 10:30, John, 10:32.
Walter.
So we'll talk a little Spanish after the next break.
Edge Radio Network, where we have conscious conversation.
Edge is about love, relationships, and healing.
Edge Radio is for everyone and about everyone.
Edge is about working together.
Edge Radio is about recreating a beautiful body.
Edge is about community, synergy, and empowerment.
Edge is about being kind, compassionate, and loving to all.
And Edge Radio is about beauty and fashion.
各位观众 ，Edge Radio 是大家最好听的一个电台，不要忘记听哦。Yeah, I love Edge Radio. You can hear all about the topic and join us soon.
Edge is about being on the edge and not jumping. Yes.
When people stop talking to each other, society is on the edge. Let's bring them back. Edge Radio. Because truth still matters. Been feeling a little edgy lately? Listen to Edge Radio. That'll push you over the top. 1540 AM and 101.7 FM.
I'm your hero. Welcome back to Global Sports Network here on the Edge. John, 1540, John.
Sports is back. That's right. 1540 AM
101.
Houston, 101.7
FM.
in Galveston.
Right, John, I want to
FM.
hit the point of the Rockets and talk a little bit about the Rockets and D'Antoni and see what his thoughts are and what the Rockets may look like going into this new tournament, John.
Right.
I know we've been close many times versus
Well, there's
the Warriors.
A little rift going on right now between Harden and Westbrook. Have you heard about that? And I think it's
No,
their
no,
parents,
no.
which these guys grew up. They were friends together, and it could be problems. You know, the question is
Off the court, John?
well, maybe
Off
on the court, maybe
well,
on the court,
but
off
then
the
they
court.
bring it to the court.
Can you,
yeah.
you know, but I was talking with Aki Davis and a few people that, you know, are insiders on the basketball, and they feel like they could play, you know, if you're not getting along. I mean, they've been doing it their whole lives. But the way I look at it is if they're playing and they're winning, it works. If they're playing and they're not winning, now it falls apart. And
so
these guys
think
have been
that
childhood buddies growing up.
So you think that the chemistry, as far as when they were children and kids to now, was there until this small rift, and you think it still could be there as NBA players? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, well, it was something, I don't know, with the parents who were getting into it, but like I said, they grew up together. They know each other well.
You think the chemistry's still there?
But
I'm saying.
these guys got to make it work, and I think D'Antoni, if he could, find out who has the hot hand, and say it's your night, and then when the Rockets are, when it comes to finishing, tonight's your night, Harden. And Harden's not on, no ice, well, give it to Westbrook. But I don't know if they're going to be able to do it that way.
You think so? Then this is what I would do. If I'm D'Antoni, I talk to both my superstars. I say, look, guys, I don't know, and I don't care which one of you guys scores the most points. I want to know, and I want to see which one of you guys, if D'Antoni's a smart guy, I want to see which one of you guys can get more assists.
More assists. Well, that's Westbrook. Although Harden can play some defense if he plays.
Because assists lead to points.
More points.
So you don't try to get them to give you points. You try to get them to give you assists that turn into points.
Right.
So if you make it more or less like of a challenge, then use a little bit of psychology on this, John. Okay, like if there were 15, 20-year-olds. Say, look, whoever gets more assists, you guys, one of you guys will play more or something like that, right?
I hear you.
Right?
I hear you.
So that way you force them
I can't see.
to create points.
I like what you're saying. I can't see D'Antonio doing that, D'Antonio. And this is his last year, so we'll see. These guys have to put it together. They have as good a chance as anybody, two superstars, and looking forward to seeing it if it kicks off. I still think that all these sports, even though I'm excited to see it back, baseball starting out, basketball, football, but I don't know. This virus is bad and it spreads fast.
It's what we have talked about, John. Is Major League Sports, are they ready? Are they ready for this new form of playing Major League Sports? We saw already, the opening, the NFL PA Players Association is not ready. They haven't instituted any guidelines yet. They're not taking care of the players yet. There hasn't been any guidelines written as for right now for what's going to go forward. And I think that's a big mistake. I think that's something that the NFL should already have had as far as guidelines for this new season. Yeah. Having J.J. Watt and other players worry about their safety is not what you want to do, John.
Right.
That is not positive in any way, shape, or form for any sport in any league.
Right.
John.
Well, I think they're, I think they're preparing. I mean, we might not hear about it, but they got to be talking about this and looking forward to the future. And who really came up with a lot of stuff, which is, they really go on a lot of history and they don't change things, is baseball. Baseball was coming up with a lot of ideas on how to get it done. And, they changed the pitching. Now you have a designated hitter in all the leagues.
Sure.
They had to move the schedules around. So I think baseball's really been working with this virus, and all the sports, they're really going out of the way.
Which one do you think has done a better job of preparedness, John?
Well, I think basketball. And I think if they're studying, from each other and learning from each other, it's going to be interesting. I mean, it's a test. We're going to see if they can get through this. I hope they do. Gosh, it's so great to have sports again,
Right. Without all the excess noise and all the other stuff. I mean, we talked about the emotions or lack thereof emotions that the adrenaline that the players are gonna hear and feel, but they're gonna have to go on their instincts and what got them there as professionals playing, right, which is focus and doing what they do best. And what got them there, John?
So you think that the crowd makes a difference, not having the crowd there? I don't know. I don't see that being a problem.
Well, John, I was a track superstar, John.
Yeah.
And as I'm going around the bend,
yeah,
and I hear
it made a difference.
I hear all these women yelling my name, John, And
Which one?
And I got 200 yards left, John.
That's good.
200 feet
Yeah.
left.
And
John?
that gave you that
That gave me
boost.
the extra boost to
That's
go
true.
across the finish line.
That's
Even
true.
though I already smoked those guys behind me,
Right.
that still gave me
But
the extra boost
that
to
cheer,
finish it.
yeah.
So, and even in football when I played,
Right.
hearing my family, being serious this time.
Yeah, no, that's
hearing
true.
my family,
Yeah.
hearing my friends in class
Yeah.
cheer for me. Come on,
Right.
when you're tired. Trust me,
That
I've gotten
pops
to
you
the
up.
place where I'm really, really tired.
That's true.
And when I hear them, hey, let's go, let's do it. And I look up there and I see them.
It'll be interesting. Yeah.
That really gave me a lot of strength.
You know, I did notice watching pro tennis that the guys, it does seem like a lower level, like nobody's watching. They're on a home tennis court, and you know you can see the hoops there while they're playing on the court. There's one referee, and just the level. It does seem like it's down. You know, it's not like it's a stadium, and these guys are pumped up. Good. You know, so I see that. Yeah, even with the tennis.
Even with the tennis?
Can affect you. Yeah. So, tennis, but I think tennis is going to be on a resurgence. I said this before.
Sure.
Golf, you know, with these sports, if these sports can't do it, tennis can do it because you're 6 to 8 feet apart. You never have to get any closer than that to play a whole tennis match.
John, I forgot to ask, what about, let's be fair here, what about the women's tennis? Are they pretty much dealing the same way? I know it's a
same thing.
USTA and what?
Yes, USTA, WTA, and ATP. And there was talk early in the year about joining forces. Yeah.
They govern professional tennis?
What's that? Yeah. Yeah, the Women's Tennis Association and the ATP is the men. And they're talking about combining, which I think would be a good idea to promote, you know, tennis in general. You know, Women's Tennis Association was started here in Houston at the Houston Racquet Club.
You were there, right, John?
I wasn't there. Billie Jean King was there. So,
okay, and John knew Billie Jean King.
yeah.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
guys, you know, we try to be somewhat comical here and try to be, you know, smooth with what we do, John. But we also try to tell you what's going on, what is the truth. Guys, we never lie to you. John Foster, I would not lie. If I don't know, I'll find out. Trust me, I will. And if you guys ever want to call, it's 281-587-1450. No, wait,
Yeah.
1540.
Yeah, it'd be good to get
Sorry.
some calls in here
Right.
and hear some opinions out there.
281-587-1540.
You got
Got it.
Walter calling in
Walter
today?
should be calling in right around 3:32. Vamos a hablar un poquito de deportes en español para aquellos que solamente hablan español. We're going to remove ourselves from the English and go bilingual for just a few minutes. And next month, coming in August, we're going to have our English and Chinese up here, guys. So if you speak Chinese, if you know anybody who speaks Chinese, we're going to have this channel fixed for Chinese also in our Chinese community here in Houston. So we'll be having Kyle Fu.
Kyle Fu.
will be doing our sports in Chinese.
Kyle
John.
Fu has his own show here at the Edge,
He will
doesn't
be
he?
having one.
Yeah?
pretty
Oh, he
soon,
doesn't
yes.
have it yet?
Oh, he does, but
Okay.
he hasn't started because he does the volunteer voting.
Yes.
He's preparing for the voting.
Yeah.
So he's working and preparing for the vote.
He's
voting,
yeah.
and I think it's the July 14th, July 15th is when
Yeah.
they're doing the runoff elections.
Yeah,
So
and then he's
helping
highly
out.
involved in political, and you're
Political.
going to be involved politically.
That
again,
is
too.
correct. I was running for Congress District 22 in 2020. Hopefully in 2022, we will make that run again. I will start in January, February of 2021, John.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
What's Tony doing? Where's Tony at? We need Tony in here. Speak some Spanish and talk about that.
Well, if we have Tony, we're gonna have our two lines where Tony and Walter
Yeah.
are talking to each other in Spanish.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what we're looking at. And guys, we're gonna go to our second break, and hopefully Walter will be with us. If not, guys, we'll be back and we'll talk a little sports here on Global Sports Network. Thank you.
At the Edge.
We work our whole lives to support our families. With one accident or illness, it can all be gone in an instant. Now there's a smart, affordable way to protect your family. Go to findhealthbenefits.com and discover low-cost life insurance for as little as $2 per month. Add to that a tax-deferred annuity that can help you protect your assets and grow your money for retirement. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094. A critical illness can strike without warning and wipe out your life savings. In fact, it's the #1 reason for bankruptcy. Find Health Benefits offers an affordable solution. Get up to $50,000 if you get cancer, stroke, or a heart attack, giving you the peace of mind to focus on getting better while the plan helps you to pay your bills and medical expenses. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094. 66% of seniors spend more time shopping for cable TV than Medicare plans. Most say because it's just too confusing. Laws change every year. The wrong plan could cost you thousands and prevent you from seeing the doctors you want. Introducing FindHealthBenefits.com. Save time, save money, see specialists without referrals. Go to FindHealthBenefits.com or call 877-235-6094 for this informative brochure.
Society is on the edge. Let's bring them back. Edge Radio, because truth still matters.
We work our whole lives to support our families. With one accident or illness, it can all be gone in an instant. Now there's a smart, affordable way to protect your family. Go to findhealthbenefits.com and discover low-cost life insurance for as little as $2 per month. Add to that a tax-deferred annuity.
I'm your hero, Chris Fernandez. Welcome back, Global Sports Network here on the Edge, 1540 AM, 101.7 FM. John, let's talk a little bit more baseball. I want to talk a little bit about baseball because so far that's the sport that's got guidelines that we know of already, that can make or break the MLB season because of COVID-19. Now we know that, for instance, the players cannot spit on each other, John.
Oh, yeah.
They can't.
No tobacco, no gum. Dusty Baker, he always has a toothpick, they asked him what he's going to do. He's going to put it under his mask. He thinks he could get away with it under the mask.
Really?
But, there's a lot of, baseball has the most rituals. You know that, and I know that.
Right.
And the pitchers, they spit on their hands. So there's no spitting on the
There's no
balls.
spitting on the balls,
The pitchers have to have their own balls, so you bring, a lot more tennis balls are going to be used. So,
Right. And like in soccer, Edgar was telling us, no ball boys. You're not going to have any ball boys, of course, to bring in the balls and move in the balls and clean the balls. We're not having that. You're going to have racks, and those racks are going to contain soccer balls.
If they use gloves, you could probably do that, but they probably don't want that many people around.
Yeah, and
Right.
Some of the other
Young
things
kids.
that baseball is, of course, going to have is, no high fives. You can't pat nobody in the butt. That's kind of, now, in the past, so you won't be able to do that right now. So I know you're going to want to, but that's not what you're going to do. No high five. When you go to the batter's box, you have the guy that's on deck. You're not going to have the on-deck music. You're not going to have music in the stadium, John, just because you won't have any fans there. So why are you going to have music there if you're not going to have any fans there, John?
Who you liking this year, Chris? You like the Astros or Los Angeles or
Nah, not the Astros.
New York?
I'm going to go New York, man.
New York?
I'm thinking New York's
With the
going to win
pitching.
the World Series.
Yeah.
Most definitely with Justice and whatnot, John.
And they got Cole now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. You're going to have to look at the big guns for the pitching staff. And even though Verlander has done well in the past and he won in 2017, but a year or two goes by and it's not the same, John.
So if they go after our guys, their pitching staff, when we play Los Angeles or anybody, which pitcher do you think is going to come back on them? You think Verlander's the guy that would stick up for his guys? You plunk one and he plunks one. That's how it works. Baseball.
It could be because I don't know Verlander has that sort of grit where he's going to do that and take it upon himself to do it. But if there was one,
McCullers?
Maybe McCullers.
McCullers, yeah.
That would be the guy.
Yeah.
I think
Not Greinke?
Verlander. No, Verlander's way too mature for that, John. I don't believe that he'd get into that. It's too late in his career to get in trouble. I don't think he'd do that right now, John.
I'm wondering how Greinke, if he's appreciating this no fans and everything, because he has that, syndrome where he gets nervous,
And that should help him a lot.
So this is playing right into his.
Yeah, it's playing right into his psyche.
Yeah. So,
basically.
yeah.
You know, if he's a one-man show and his mind, all he's thinking about and focuses about is him and the player and with the ball. You know what? Not even the batter. He's focusing on this ball going into that glove. That's what he's focused on.
And we don't have a fourth for sure starter just now.
You know,
Greinke,
Sorry. Go ahead.
Verlander,
Right. We don't.
and
but we do have a bullpen, right? We do have someone that's going to.
with the shortened season, I mean, that's only 60 games. That's
well, John, that's all
12
you
games
need, man.
apiece.
Like I talked to you about, I think it was maybe the first week we talked about this. I think that the winner in this is going to be the starting pitcher, you know, in our rotation, because they're not going to have to face all these millions of batters, John. They're going to have to face just a handful because of the shortened season. You're right. So they're going to come up on top on this.
Yeah.
The starters will.
Yeah.
If they can take advantage of it, they will.
And you can't get off to a slow start. A lot of the routines that the baseball players, they're not going to be able to get into. So you're going to see a lot of sloppy baseball. Altuve, you know, he's got some, you know, like he wants to hit 100 balls. He goes to the video room. He does his cool down. He's got, you know,
Right.
he's not going to be able to do that.
You're not
So-
going to be able to be as selective
Yeah.
as a batter as you were when you had a regular season, John. Here is going to be short. Again, I'm going to equate it to the Hot Shots, and this is the last time I'm going to do it. I promise you. The Houston Hot Shots back in the 80s, of course, that was fast soccer, indoor soccer, John, and trust me, it was fast.
We're going to see
We're going to
who's
see fast baseball.
natural, but too.
Right.
With the baseball players, who can get out there and play without so much practice, you know? So some of the people that are really good, that have all these routines, maybe some of the better guys, I think you're going to see an emergence of some guys who have natural talent that don't need to do a whole lot.
Right.
You know, that can be out of routine and,
But you're
and
saying
still play good ball.
like Altuve and those guys that are used to hitting, you know, 4, 5, 7 foul balls, you know, or taking 3 balls, hitting 3 fouls, you're not going to be able to be as selective, John.
Right.
So this might hurry up the game. And if you're a starting pitcher like Verlander, you're going to have more strikeouts. So this will convert yourself into a fast game, and they could convert Verlander to big W's in this season, John.
Right.
Just because the players are not going to have their as you say, their strategies and their walk-ups going into the batter's box, they're not going to have all that preparedness, and they're not going to be able to have all that patience in the box, John. They're going to be looking for something they're going to hit so they can get on base, because they're not going to take 15 pitches, John.
And there's no trash cans this year.
That's correct. No trash cans, guys. Astros, you got to play for real this year. No trash cans.
It'd be really nice. I think they can, you know, they got a lot to play for, to prove, you know,
Oh yeah,
bring it home.
You know, and there's no bigger winner in Major League Baseball right now than the Astros, because when they got started in training camp out there in Florida, you know, the boos. I saw them on YouTube. I saw a couple of the preseason or warm-up games. Oh my gosh! As soon as one of the batters, Altuve or one of the other batters would step up, John, boo.
We're going. So you know,
Bregman.
it's important that we play this season. A lot of people feel, because we're not going to be able to keep this whole team, all this talent together,
Right.
in 2021 season. You know, who do you think's going to go? Springer, Correa? I don't think we can keep both of them.
I kept wondering in 2017 why every time Springer would come up to bat, he hit a home run. And I did look at the trash cans at that time. I mentioned this to you. And I told the guys sitting next to me, I was like, it's kind of odd that Springer hit another home run. And when he hit those home runs, the trash cans are going. I said, man, I hope they're not. I'm going to tell you.
Did you hear that really?
I really did, John.
Oh, boy.
I really did. And I talked to the folks that were sitting next to me. And I don't drink, I don't smoke. I was at a bar and grill, like restaurant.
Yeah.
And the guys were next to me, and I was like, look, of course I couldn't go to the World Series, but
Yeah.
I didn't have credentials. But I said, do you see that? I said, no. I said, don't tell me that Springer just hit that home run off that trash can. And I didn't want to think about it. I just threw it out the window. I was like, I'm not even going to. Back in high school, we had what's called Miami, okay?
He does
Miami.
it every year.
John,
Yeah.
we had what's called Miami. You know what Miami is?
I know Miami. I'm from Miami.
No, besides Miami.
Yeah.
Well, it's a play
Yeah.
in baseball.
Yeah.
In high school. All the guys will stand up in the dugout, and the first baseman has the ball.
Yeah.
The first baseman throws the ball back to the pitcher.
Yeah.
But he doesn't throw it back because the runner on first turns away and always looks at second. He hit his hand and threw the ball. He didn't. He kicked the ball.
Tagged him out.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So then what happens was, okay, he did throw the ball. I'm sorry. He threw the ball to the pitcher. Pitcher gets the ball. Pitcher then throws the ball back to the first baseman. Everybody in the dugout is standing up against the gate. There's like a gate in the dugout
Right.
to protect the players. Well, everybody kicks the gate.
Oh.
So then the first baseman goes, oh!
Yeah.
Like the ball went over his head and hit the backstop or the gate.
Yeah.
But it didn't. He's got the ball in his hand. So the guy on first starts running to second. Pick off.
Got him.
It's over.
Yeah.
That's very similar to what they were doing, worse with the trash can.
Yeah.
That's why I equate our play,
Right.
Miami, to their trash can plays.
So, the big thing is, too, which I kind of called it before, New York has been, there's some paperwork about them cheating,
Right.
and it's been concealed, and they're trying to get it unconcealed and, get this out, and the commissioner, because the Astros took a lot of heat, deservedly so, but they weren't the only ones,
Right. And I think also the Red Sox, at the tail end of last season, got caught, right? Or that came out also.
Yeah.
The Red Sox may have also won their
Beltran
same way.
and Cora.
Cora.
These were the two guys
Doing it with the
responsible,
Astros also.
For this.
Wow.
But it's, the New York, the thing that really gets my goat, and it got McCullers. He was on an interview. I was listening to him the other day, and New York, the guys were coming out with like venom towards the Astros, right?
Sure,
and it's like, these guys are so bad, and they're with that, and then they're cheating, doing the same thing.
Right.
That's just crazy.
John, and I went over this with you, man, and Astros, if you're listening, whoever's listening, Bregman, if you're listening, and I know I see all his tweets. I get all their tweets and whatnot, John, and I'm pretty sure you might also. But I'm sorry, quite doesn't cut it for me. The generation of kids that are behind me, I'm 40 something. Okay.
Yeah.
All these kids behind me, and that little kid over here that's 7 years old, John.
Yeah.
And the kids on my street where I live at, they have expectations of what baseball's supposed to be, about what baseball is, what the honor of baseball is, and everyone who played before them, John. What happened to Shoeless Joe Jackson back in the 20s, John, 30s, John, should mean something to you. You have destroyed an institution, Mr. Bregman, Astros, and I don't care if you're sorry. I don't care about what nationality you are. There's no room, Mr. Crane, there's no room for cheating in Major League Sports.
Well, Crane put his foot down on that, and he told him not to.
He didn't know.
So,
Sure.
yeah.
Right.
We got a new producer in here, Brianna. Are you a sports fan, Brianna? I know.
Not really.
Not really, huh? Yeah. I can see her.
She's into politics, I'm going to guess, John.
Politics?
Yes.
Yeah.
She's got that politics face.
Yeah.
You didn't see her? She looked mean at us.
Yeah.
It's a politics, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does that to you. You know how I know?
How do you know?
Because I was running for Congress.
Okay.
So I know. She has that face.
Uh-huh.
Right. But going back to baseball, John, the image of baseball forever has been ruined. The institution, what it means.
I wouldn't go that far. Come on.
I'm sorry. Okay, guys, you guys know Jim Thorpe? Thank you.
Yeah.
That clean is what you erased.
I don't know. And they know, when this is going on, they knew, the Yankees knew, the Dodgers knew, so it's like they knew about this
They just didn't
before the
say
game.
anything.
So if you're going to complain about something, complain before you play. You don't play the game and then go, oh yeah, and when you lose, you go, well, they were cheating. And you knew they were cheating before.
You know why? Because they were doing it all along. That's what
call
got
them
him
out
there,
before
John.
it. And not only that, but when you got to realize, okay, they're trying to pick up the signals, okay, whatever way they're doing it, from cameras, this and that, and they're changing the signals, and they know that, so they're trying to mess you up. So really, it can hurt you as much as help you. And we know that Altuve doesn't want to do that, because imagine the first time that they say, hey, it's a fastball, and he throws you a curveball. You know what? Leave me alone. I'm going to bat the ball right now. I want to, because then it throws you off.
Yeah, I remember when I was batting, when I was a kid, and I was in high school, and they're, hey, Chris, you got a curveball, I can't curveball. I'm all confused. I'm like, please, leave me alone. Let me concentrate.
You got to
strike out on me.
Yeah.
Not because someone told me. Let me strike out on my own.
What's the single hardest thing to do in sports?
Hit a home run.
Hit a home run. Yep. You want proof of that?
Everybody, I got a little spiel here, John.
Go ahead.
And poor folks, and I just laugh, but I don't laugh at them. I laugh at the fact that the majority of the population believes that just thinking and wanting to hit a home run, the player's going to hit one just like that. Do you know what it takes to hit a 95-mile-an-hour fastball and hit it on the other side of the fence, John?
Well,
your bat starts here, and the ball's coming 95 miles an hour.
It's something you have to grow up with. You can't just learn it.
It's like 2.2 seconds, and it's there.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Second.
For anybody that hasn't tried this, go to a batting cage and just put it at 50 miles an hour and stand there. And I guarantee that if you don't play baseball and you've never done that before, you're going to be afraid.
I've seen kids sit in a cage.
That ball's whizzing by you.
They're all excited about hitting in the batting cage.
Yeah.
And once they put it at 46 miles an hour, 40 miles an hour, because that's what they start the kids at, 10-year-olds and whatnot, 10-year-olds, 12-year-olds, 8-year-olds, 30 miles an hour. They leave, John. They throw the bat down. They're scared, John.
Right.
So
deservedly so.
Can you imagine 95, 96, 97, 98, 99 mile an hour fastball and hitting out of the park?
Yeah.
There's so many things that have to go right in order for you to hit a home run.
And when a pitcher throws a baseball, it's a shorter distance than when you serve a tennis ball to somebody. You have 78 feet or more. Baseball's less than 60 feet?
60 feet.
Okay, and then by the time the pitcher, a lot of times they're big people and they let the ball go, it's a lot less than that.
It's a lot less. If you have a Nolan Ryan type player that has a long stretch, John, and then he has a long reach, 2.5 long reach, then that ball's coming at you from 57 or 58 feet away.
And when it goes 99 miles an hour, 100 miles an hour, 95,
it gets to you in 200ths of a second, John. You have 200ths of a second to decide whether it's a fastball or a curveball, and you have to swing.
Well, those fastballs, when they clock it, comes off the gun and they clock it 99, it's 99 from coming out of his hand to the mitt.
Correct.
In tennis, when a guy serves the ball 120 miles an hour, by the time it goes over the net, how fast do you think it's going?
98.
80. When it hits the court and goes by the player,
50.
55. And I'll tell you what, 120, most people, you won't see it. In fact, I wouldn't see it. If somebody hitting 120, it'd be hard for me to pick it up. I could get my eye speed back, but it would take me like 2 weeks of looking at it to get it back.
So all the folks that, want Astros player or a certain baseball player, your favorite player to hit a home run right now because you wanted it, folks, guys, it doesn't happen just like that. So it amazed me that in 2017, Springer and Bregman, they were the leaders in home runs and at bats and home runs, and I'm like, and I thought about the trash can. I'm like, no, I don't want to think about that. So, guys, it's not that easy unless one, it's a fastball, it's coming. So you already prep and rep for that.
Right.
When you don't know it's a fastball, this is your choices. Okay, ready? You have a fastball, curveball, changeup, or other. Those are 4 other pitches that you could be looking for that you're not going to get.
Well, you know what, but not
at
really.
Different speeds.
You know what they do nowadays? Analytics is so big. It's getting big in tennis, where you look at what a player does. If you're looking at a pitcher, not only that, Chris, you can look at where that pitcher throws his best pitch over the plate. So I know if I'm batting against this guy today, I'm going to keep my swing at this level for him. Right. So I mean, it's really a game. The cards, the level's gone up on both sides as far as pitching and batting.
John, my coach played for the St. Louis Cardinals, After 2 seasons, he retired because he got bored.
Yeah.
He basically said, you don't swing at anything else. You swing at the pitch that you know you can hit, and you identify that pitch by where it's thrown and where it lands, which is the area. This is your zone, strike
Right.
zone, right? Strike
Right.
zone. This is where it is, and it doesn't have to be a strike zone.
box.
It doesn't have to be a strike zone, John, but it has to be your pitch that you know you can hit it. It can be here.
Well,
You can wheel
your pitch, you got different pitchers that throw different things and from different angles. So,
We learned that from
yeah,
Ted Williams
yep,
and the Babe Ruth, that the only things they swung at were pitches that they knew and they recognized, John,
yeah,
as their pitches.
right.
And that's why they would strike out,
So-
because they would only swing at their pitches, John.
What do you think of Mike Tyson fighting again? Fighting this guy? Have you heard of that?
No, I haven't heard. He's
No?
going to fight again.
Yeah, he's going to fight again. He's in good shape.
Should he?
Yeah. I think he can do it. I think he can do it. But he's tight. Tyson Fury, and he's this guy's a bad man. It should be interesting. I think it'd be interesting. And Tyson's what, 52, 53, 54?
That's what I'm guessing. I'm asking you,
Yeah,
should he?
but he's in really good shape.
Should he fight?
Yeah.
That's the big question there.
Yeah.
At
Well,
that age.
this guy Tyson Fury, he's really lighting the fire there.
One of
so
the guys
Mike's
that's going to be here today, and his name's Guy Douglas, and he fights. Guy Douglas, he's a fighter, John.
Guy's in town again?
Right, he's in
Yeah.
town today, and of course he has scalar energy, John, and basically what that does, it's a bracelet or
Watch that show, people.
products that
Guy.
that balance out EMF.
This is good
EMF.
stuff. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that and get into that a little bit more.
Sure.
And I want to get the band, but it helps you with the,
It's a wristband. It's called scalar energy.
Yeah.
And basically it cancels out negative magnetic fields.
a lot of bad things from the phone
That is correct, John.
Mikey.
Especially the 5G stuff now.
and other phones around. Yeah, bad
Right.
for your body.
That is
So
correct.
check
Bad
in
for
the
your
Guy. And,
Guy Douglas. that
Guy
is correct.
Douglas, when he
he'll be
comes
coming in
on.
around 2 or 3, and he'll
Yep.
be on one of the other shows
I would
today.
watch that show.
So you guys tune into that show. Guys, I'm Chris Fernandez, John Foster, Global Sports Network, on the Edge here on Friday. We'll see you next week on Thursday. Thank you, and be safe.
Go Sports.
Go Dynamo.
Between the ages of 0 and 5, a child's mind is very impressionable. Researchers call it the theta brainwave. This low frequency is the state of consciousness between the conscious and subconscious worlds. In this state, the mind is capable of deep and profound learning, healing, and growth. There is a subconscious loop that's created during these early years. Who you believe you are has been downloaded based on experiences that you have had. A bad experience could create fears and limitations. Do you love who you are? Do you believe in yourself? The reality is that you can't control your childhood. All you can do is interpret it. You can choose to see your good and your value. Try this experiment. Project forward. See yourself at 80 years old. Now you have lived a lifetime. What advice would you have for your younger self? What risks would you have taken? What relationships would you have avoided? Did you celebrate life? Did you allow yourself to feel, to be present? Your 80-year-old self would tell you to not live in fear, to have faith that things will work out, that all you have to do is persist until you succeed. Your 80-year-old self would tell you to stay healthy, to take care of your body. And it would ultimately tell you to share your gifts. Network. We work our whole lives to support our families. With one accident or illness, it can all be gone in an instant. Now there's a smart, affordable way to protect your family. Go to findhealthbenefits.com and discover low-cost life insurance for as little as $2 per month. Add to that a tax-deferred annuity that can help you protect your assets and grow your money for retirement. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094. A critical illness can strike without warning and wipe out your life savings. In fact, it's the #1 reason for bankruptcy. Find Health Benefits offers an affordable solution. Get up to $50,000 if you get cancer, stroke, or a heart attack, giving you the peace of mind to focus on getting better while the plan helps you to pay your bills and medical expenses. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094. 66% of seniors spend more time shopping for cable TV than Medicare plans. Most say because it's just too confusing. Laws change every year. The wrong plan could cost you thousands and prevent you from seeing the doctors you want. Introducing FindHealthBenefits.com. Save time, save money, see specialists without referrals. Go to FindHealthBenefits.com or call 877-235-6094 for this informative brochure.
Society is on the edge. Let's bring them back. Edge Radio, because truth still matters.
We work our whole lives to support our families. With one accident or illness, it can all be gone in an instant. Now there's a smart, affordable way to protect your family. Go to findhealthbenefits.com and discover low-cost life insurance for as little as $2 per month. Add to that a tax-deferred annuity that can help you protect your assets and grow your money for retirement. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094. A critical illness is